Today is all about a rapid induction to help you lower your client's protective guard. And no, it is not going to be a typical rapid induction where your client goes or somnambulistic after this. That is actually not the point. What I will be teaching you here is something that not a lot of trainers teach or even talk about because this just goes beyond their heads. And this has to do with the practitioner itself. A lot of the times, client has their protective guard up is because of many things, of course. And one of them, and one of the most important things that any humans will experience is that lack of feeling safe, lack of trust with whoever we are with. And not a lot of trainers talk about how the practitioners themselves can highly influence the state of our clients. I mean, we know this, right? If we are in a room with someone extremely angry, it can rile us up as well. We've probably been in those situations where we're feeling good, you go into the room and like you just know that something isn't right, like two people have been fighting, right? So we have this natural tendency as humans to co-regulate already. So if you're finding that your clients are very guarded and it is taking you a long time to get them to open up, it's time to look in the mirror and see what the hell you're doing within the session. What is your state at? Because if you are in an extremely stressed out state as a practitioner and you're bringing that inside your sessions, that of course is going to affect your client, right? Inside the bulletproof nervous system, we have a week where we focus on co-regulation, and we have a particular exercise that really goes to show how we can be easily influenced by the state of others. That's why we learn the tools in the bulletproof nervous system. So we ourselves know how to recenter ourselves so that our client doesn't pick up these unconscious things, these small insecurities, small fears that we have that have nothing to do with them and is completely unfair and a disservice to them if we bring that shit in, right? And so, how you can actually lower your client's protective guard is for you yourself as a therapist or coach to actually take care of yourself, to take care of your stress levels. This is, I cannot stress this enough. That's why especially when you're using an approach that is not script based, it's kind of easy when you're in the script base because your client's eyes are closed and like you can do anything, right? A lot of hypnotherapists actually who say that they like the script based approach, really, I've talked to them and I've had sessions with them where they admit that it's easier to have a client's eyes closed because, I mean, the attention is not on them, like being stared at by the client can see through them, right? And if that practitioner has a lot of fears, it just has a lot of shit that they need to sort out that haven't yet, then it's a very intimidating for them, for their clients to be really paying attention to each other, to that connection. There's a level of vulnerability inside a method such as hypnotic questioning where it's really just raw you and your client together. um, Definitely an approach that is super quick because it does take advantage if you are someone who is regulated within your sessions. That connection with that person is going to be the profound thing that will help them have the breakthrough, even though they've had trauma for years and years and years. It is coming from the practitioners. As practitioners, we get to lead, right? And so if and I'm not saying that you can't be human and you can't be perfect, but also you want to be mindful of how you are being. You just want to be aware of what is happening in your body. So if you want to lower your client's protective guard, what are you doing right now to help ensure that you actually manage your stress, that your nervous system is in a state of adaptiveness? Now, I'm not saying regulated or relaxed, a state of adaptiveness. You also need to be able to go in and out, up and down. I mean, with your energy levels within, there are some moments in time where you need to be really direct with a client, and there are some times where you need to be quiet and give them the space. That is a nervous system's beautiful way to adapt, right? It's not just about relaxation, it is knowing when you need to push your client and knowing when to step back and just have them to actually open up and give them the space to open up their problem, to solve their problem. And so, again, what are you doing today to help you with lowering your client's protective guard? How are you showing up in your sessions? Are you ensuring that you yourself are in a state of centeredness, right? And centeredness doesn't need to be relaxed. It's actually quite alert. You want to be very, very mindful of what your client is giving you at that moment in time. So what are you doing right now? Share them below in the comments because this is super duper important. As I mentioned, inside the bulletproof nervous system, I teach hypnotherapists to regulate their nervous system. A lot of them just are not fully aware of how out of whack their nervous system is before the program because we shine a light on what it actually feels like. We shine a light on what it feels like to be in the survival state so that the next time they go into it, they know and then they can immediately regulate instead of having stress built up over and over again, which, as we know, can eventually cause physical problems such as skin problems, gut issues, sleep, right? So if we're having these things, we want to take a look at that. And these are the things that we can unconsciously bring in our sessions that can increase our client's protective guard. And so, like I said, there is nothing that you can say or do or recite in front of your clients that will make them somnambulistic and have the best transformation in their lives. There is really nothing there. What the therapeutic, if your goal is to have the best therapeutic outcome for your clients, it is through how you are being as a practitioner, how you show up. So, how are you showing up for yourself today so that you can create a more massive impact? Share them below.